Hi there, good morning. It's Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thanks so much for joining me today for our Wednesday Facebook Live, not FaceTime Live like I keep saying. I appreciate you coming and sharing some time with me today. Today is going to be all about the scraps and how we can use them. I'll show you what my disaster pile of scraps look like, and we'll just take it from there. I have one card project that we can do together today, and then I'm going to show you a few others that I had made that just use scraps and literally took me just minutes to put together. So let me make sure that, that I'm over on my page where I should be, and then we will get going here. Let's see. And I want to share with you. Okay, there I am. All right, let's see if I can share this to the VIC group, which is the very important customers group. And we can get, this way they don't have to keep trying to find us. Sometimes they get a little lost going in between. So, okay, I think I'm good there, and we can get started. First, welcome. If this is your first time with visiting me with my live, I'm here every Wednesday at about 11, and we usually do some kind of project together, one or two, and then it gets uploaded to YouTube. So if you miss it live, no problem. You can go ahead and just watch it whenever at your convenience. Let me tell you about our prize patrol from last week. It was the Comfort and Hope stamp set that I'm giving away. And hi, Nancy. So the prize patrol winner for last week is, and please forgive me if I'm messing this up, Susan Feliciano Pacheco, P-A-C-H-E-C-O. So Susan, I know I don't have your address. If you could just email, PM me your address, I'll get this out to you in the mail within the next few days. Okay? Thank you, and thank you so much for sharing. I truly appreciate it. For anyone who shares this video, either here on Facebook or on the YouTube, my prize patrol for next week will be a half a pack of the Poinsettia DSP and a quarter pack, hard to see it in here, but this is a quarter pack of the plush Poinsettia specialty paper. And this is just, it's like printed vellum. It's just beautiful, this paper. You can see right through it. I've done so many projects on it. And actually, if you have the Poinsettia bundle, the Poinsettia Petals bundle, there are dies that can crop these poinsettias right from the vellum. So, so I appreciate your sharing, and anyone who does share next week for next week, I'll pick a name for that. Okay, thank you so much again for that. All right, so let me just share with you what's been happening with Stampin' Up! For just like the last week or so. We had our on stage. This year, of course, it was on stage at home, and I have to give kudos to Stampin' Up! They did a fabulous job because it was like a monumental task to take something where thousands of people physically gather and then make it even better, but it was virtual this time. We were supposed to be in Salt Lake City, but then 2020 happened, and so it all went virtual. And so this was called On Stage at Home, and it was just fabulous. It was over 10,000 demonstrators attended virtually, and so for me, it was like hard to comprehend how they could pull it off where everyone felt good about what they do and being a part of Stampin' Up! And sharing our craft and sharing our love of stamping. And it just made everybody feel part of a community. And I just think we need that more now than ever. And so I was very grateful to be a part of it, and invite you, if you feel like that's something that you could use right now, which who doesn't, to belong, to be a part of something, a community that shares and loves with no judgment. which we could all use right now. So anyway, just think about it. If you've ever have thought about being a demonstrator, I just wanted to put that out there, that this is another part of it. It's not just about the actual physical card making. It's about the community and the friends that you make also. I had 4 of my team members all join, so I sent them a little gift so that we could pretend that we were all together watching it. But it was in and out. It was the whole weekend. You could come and go, and I just wanted to say that it was a really great experience, and I was very happy that that we all got to attend. And next year it is next year it's going to be local. Good morning, Nancy. It's going to be local sessions all over, because the main one will be out of the country. So so we'll see. Hopefully 2021 we will be able to gather, and I can have my whole team there and pamper them physically and just being together. So anyway, I wanted to just get that out there. Think about it. See if that's something that maybe you would enjoy. I think it's fabulous, and I can't even let this go without saying their opening presentation was Pat Benatar and her husband Neil Giraldo. Oh my God, I'm still in awe of that whole performance, and just wow, she's still rocking it. So that was just a great way to kick it off. So anyway, that was fun. All right, let's get busy. Let's do our making of cards with scraps today. So I'll show you what mine looks like. Let me turn the camera down and we can get started. All right, let's see. Okay, that's always the hardest part, is getting you down far enough. How does that look? Okay. I think I can go a little further. Oh, sorry about all that rocking there. All right, that's pretty good. So let me show you the card. This is the card that we're going to make today together. And I'll show you how I did. We're going to mix it up a little bit just for a little variety. But the idea was these were just scraps that I had. And this is how I keep my scraps. I keep them all in this is just one of those sheet protectors, and I just trim off the whole punch thing where it would go into a binder, and then this fits right on top of my in my shelf where I have all my papers, cardstock lined up. And so this is, and it always, sometimes it's so full I can't even fit it in the slot, but it always gets used. So I always keep my my cardstock, my scraps. For my DSP, look at this mess. This is what I go digging into when I'm looking to make a quick tag for a class or something. So it's a mess, I know. Don't judge. But so this is what I was digging into yesterday when I wanted to try to get some tags. Some scraps. And like when I have things that kind of just didn't work out from a project, I was like, oh, I don't really like that, don't really like that. It goes in here. And eventually these are all extra tags and scraps that and this is my beautiful little wreath, I can't ruin that, that I use. And I use it all the time. So that's what I did. I went in and I just grabbed a few of the green family. I have Mossy Meadow, I have Soft Sea Foam, Old Olive, and Pear Pizzazz. And I just I don't even know how I lined them up. So I think I used the same color. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to run this through the embossing folder just to give our background a little pizzazz. And I'll tell you up front, full disclosure, this was not made for this, but it worked out fine. It can work, but these foam sheets, which I'm going to show you today how to use them, I love them, and I wanted it to work, but it did take some time. It really wasn't made for a die that has so many of these little openings in it, but it worked. I was able to poke them out. It just took me a little bit longer. So we're going to do a version of that today. All right, so let me get my cut and emboss machine. Can never remember the name of this now. And we have our plates here. So I'll show you how I just lined them up inside. This is what I used the first time, the evergreen forest. And this is great, and you can kind of get the idea that it was the trees, but if you were just looking at these three, you really couldn't tell. Because this is so intricate, it goes, it actually almost has like embossed and debossed layers within the same folder. So it's great, but it's a little hard to figure out if you're doing it by layers. So since we're using this as an emboss, we always we'll start with our number 1 plate. Now it tells you right here on the number 1 plate, I don't know if you can see that if you're embossing it, now when I used my, so back up, the number 2, you're not going to use this for any embossing. When I used my 3D folder, the Evergreen Forest, I didn't use any of my number 3 clear plates. And it tells you right here, with the 3D embossing folders, this is the sandwich. So that would be just my platform here, and this number 4, and then my embossing folder would go in there, okay? So that's for that. For embossing, we never use number 2. And so for this one, it's really simple. And we're just going to use my 2 number 3 plates, which I need more of because they're warping already. And I'm using the Winter Snow embossing folder for this. And I'm just going to place these, and this one doesn't matter really where I place them because it's not an order, a progressive order of the design. So let's see. I think I need to put this on the bottom. I think I switched up the colors a little, but yeah, let's put this on the bottom. I always like my darker colors to ground the design, so that's what I'll put that in there. Okay, so I have my 1 plate. Ooh, Lori, that's a problem. I'm used to dealing with these the 3D embossing folders, and they are so tight, they're so thick that it makes it very tight. But with this one, you have to really hold it closed before you put it down there. Come on. Okay. Now stay there. All right, now let's run this through. So we have the pretty snowflakes on all of the pieces here. Okay, again, I didn't do any cutting. I had a strip of each of these I must have used for my one of my classes or my clubs, and I just trimmed them down to the same exact measurements. But that was it. I didn't waste any new paper, new cardstock on this. All right, so let's just get our background here before we do our the die cutting of that foam sheet, and I'll show you. I don't need that. I don't need that. And okay, so this is going to be, like I said, the grounded one. And we'll just put that here. We'll just do a little tiny bit of stamping for the sentiment. And let's put this next. And let's see. Oh. I keep thinking of that Pat Benatar performance, and my husband and I were just sitting there like in awe. We thought we were back in the 80s. So there was a nice little a nice little relief there for a second. And she is just something else. I mean, wow. All right, so that's just going to be right there. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for sharing, Kathy. I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. All right, that is the basis of the backing. Okay, any colors will work. I just used green and the Christmas because I had the Christmas tree. So, like I said before, if you missed it, this came out great and I love it, but it was a lot of work to get that out. So I don't want to have to do that again. I mean, I would, but not while I'm just trying to show you the idea of how we get together with these sheets. So these are on page 162, and they're called foam adhesive sheets. And you can see here, this is how it was made. It was made from more of a solid image to die cut. I mean, I use them all the time for, I just cut out whatever shape I need instead of putting a bunch of dimensionals on there. So I'm still gonna use a tree, but I'm going to use the outline of the tree. So this will be the solid image, and this will come out perfect. It won't be hard to get that out of there. So this is how we're going to do that. I am going to need my machine back again. And this time we will need our number 2. And our plates. Okay, so let's do this. So I don't want to waste these, so I want to make sure that because I do love them so much, so I want to make sure that I'm just using what I need, because especially if you're doing it with a die cut, you know, and you're going to have your cardstock over it, you won't be able to use that afterwards. So I save every little piece. I mean, it's dimensional, so why would you throw that out? All right, so then you're just going to take off one little side and put your paper over it. And it is sticky, so that's going to be fine. All right, and then you just put your die right on top, okay? So remember, I kind of made this a funky shape, so I want to make sure that I have it all on there when it cuts out. And then you just put that in, just like you normally would do. Make sure I'm still on there. And I probably will run this through, well, probably 2 or 3 times, just to make sure, back and forth, 2 and 3 times. The other time I did do it 2 or 3 times, but I still had all those little dots to get out. So this one will not cause me that time, for sure. Okay, so we have, now, just lift it up and pull it out. Look how beautiful that came out. And it's a little bland considering this is so beautiful, but we're gonna just bling it up a little, and it will look beautiful. You see, so here's what I mean. Like, I couldn't go back and use this as just like a dimensional to fit in a corner because it has the paper on it already. So that's trash. So just be cognizant of that when you are doing your cutting. All right, so let's just peel. Now we're just going to peel off the backing. And we have practically a 3D item here with no work at all. It's just beautiful, just the way it is. All right, let's put a little sentiment on there before I go ahead and show you the other ones that I made. This one is from the, this was the ornament, or the Christmas Gleaming stamp set bundle that was from last year, but it carried over, and it was the one with the beautiful ornaments on there, and it had punches to go with the ornaments. So that was a favorite of mine last year, and I just wanted to make sure, oh, that's not good. I just wanted to make sure that I got as much use out of it as I can, because they don't usually carry over again. So I don't know what's happening with my Mossy Meadow. Maybe I need to re-ink it. But I like the there we go. I like the background where the ink fills in the negative space on that, so that's why I love this one. All right, I'm just going to give myself a little trim here and pop this up with some dimensionals. And there we go. All right, I think I need some baby dimensionals for this one. Come on, there you go. And I forgot my tool too. Let me get, I can put it on here with my, you know, you get so hooked on having the right products for, which way am I going? For everything that you need, and I can't, I'm like ridiculous. I can't do it without it now. Even though this paper piercer gave me such a slice the other day, I just wasn't paying attention, and I grabbed it and it just sliced up my finger. All right, so this one I'm going to put a little bit higher because of my, this one down here, I must have had my blocks of cardstock a little bit higher. So look how beautiful that is, but let's just bling it up a little. I think some just regular pearls will do it, these little ones. And I'm just going to put it on the tree here. And I think that's all the bling it needs. You could put also some Wink of Stella on there. That would brighten it up a little bit. And the idea is just to look at what you have in your scrap bin and use it. Okay, let's put one there. I don't usually put this many on, but with this one I wanted to showcase it, because you do, now it's on my nail, you do want to show this off. You want this to pop up, and you can see the 3D effect of it right there, and it was really minimal work to get it to do that. So, and like I said, if you wanted to go through and have a little extra time, use this one, or even use this, like this, the slimmer one for here. Just give yourself some extra time to pop out those holes, but it still works beautifully. Okay, isn't that pretty? And all right, so let me show you some other ones that I had done just with putting my scraps, just going into that bin and putting my scraps out. I think I'll add a few more little pearls to that baby. All right, this was another one that the bundle was carried over, and it probably will not be carried over again. This was another very popular one. It was called Perfectly Plaid, and I had the punch too, which made this beautiful tree punch, which, oh, I mean, like, that doesn't get any simpler than that. So I just grabbed a piece of plaid DSP. This DSP is from the current Plaid Tidings DSP. This sentiment was from that Perfectly Plaid stamp set, and look how easy that was. I already had black scraps, and I just trimmed it down. This was with the Label Me Lovely punch, I believe, and look how quick and simple that was. This was a card that I did the other night with our team at our team meeting. We have once in a while we have a mystery stamping challenge. And during the day, I just post onto our team page. And this time I also posted it onto the VIC group. Anyone who wanted to play along with us. And these were just strips I had from the brushed metallic cardstock. And I just popped those up. And that was it. I mean, that couldn't be any easier either. And so this is what the ingredients were. It was just one embossed layer, 4 strips of any kind of cardstock or DSP, ½ an inch, and then a sentiment on a large die cut, and boom, that was it. And it's beautiful to see how many other designs are made with the exact same ingredients. This one was just a bunch of extra poinsettia place DSP that I had, and I just wrapped it up with another strip of my old olive and stamped it, and another one. Not even 5 minutes it took to do that one. And this, I think, is my favorite. It was just kind of, I don't know, rustic looking, and I took this, that print is from the poinsettia place DSP, but and then I just cut up this DSP from the this was the one that came with the curvy bundle. Can't remember the name of it. Classic Christmas, I think it was. And I just cut them on a diagonal. These little star duties came as separate embellishments, I believe, in the heartwarming hug suite. And so it came with like a ring around it so that you could, and it had a little very fine thin silver thread. So I didn't want the ring, so I just cut that off. So I did cut off a little tiny bit of the point. So, but you can't really see that because that's why I put the linen thread there. And then I was done with that. So, I mean, 20 minutes maybe it took for me to do these 5 cards. And that was it. So let me bring you back up for today, and let's see if I get you. Oh, this thing is so tough to get up, and now I'm too close. Okay, so I just want you to use your scraps. Don't be going into your cardstock for, just for ideas, or just look at what you have and put it together, and you can make beautiful, simple cards just by doing that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's Facebook Live, and if you do, if you can share it, that would be wonderful. Again, I made the I have the announcement before. Let's see. So Susan Feliciano Pacheco, if you could PM me your address, I'll be happy to send this to you. You are the prize patrol winner from last week. This week I have a pack of DSP. It's a half a pack of the poinsettia petals, place DSP, and a quarter pack of the plush poinsettia specialty paper. And I would love to give this out to you, and I'll draw a name for that for next week. So thanks again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you went away with a few ideas of using your scraps. And if you have any questions, or I don't have it on my blog yet, but I will eventually, and I'll put that link below for you to see these cards again up close and personal. So I hope you'll give it a try, and until next week, I hope that you stay stamping and have a great week. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye. I can't get out. Why does that happen? Come on.